Welcome back to Not So Pro Football Talk. Whoa, guys, where am I? I'm in a new setting. Yes, I'm at a hotel, but just like evil, fantasy never sleeps, right? We do call it sleeper fantasy, but we are widely awake, and there's so many players to pick up on the waiver wire. Which, if you guys are part of our Discord, you guys have seen the cheat sheet that we've sent out, or you guys watched our video that we released earlier today. So I'm super excited. I know these guys are excited. This week's waiver wire is going to be huge. There's so many people to go out there to go look after. Unfortunately, there's some injuries this past week where um, some people's fantasy seasons are maybe over because of them, right? We had Saquon Barkley go down. We had Nick Chubb go down. We had CMC go down. I'm just kidding. CMC's not injury prone. He's out there. He's killing it. He's taking 100% of the
Jeez.
reps in the backfield. Yeah, but unfortunate events. We did see Nick Chubb go down. What can we do, right? It's part of football. We did say at the beginning of the season that he is a workhorse in the backfield, and something like that might happen. Saquon Barkley, same thing, workhorse in the backfield. So there's some key players to pick up, but we'll get into that a little bit later on. You guys know we start off this video with some quarterbacks. I think I talked enough. I want to hear from one of these guys. Guys, you guys know me. I talked about Brock Purdy last week. Who do you guys got this week?
Reed, you got
Um,
anybody?
I'll go ahead and say it. Jordan Love, man. Jordan Love
Again?
has continued to improve and play very, very well. Jordan Love, it was a messy game, but guess what? He's out his basically four best offensive players. Uh, Christian Watson's still out. Aaron Jones is out. David Bakhtiari was out this last game. Apparently, he was protesting turf or something. I don't know. And Jenkins got hurt. He's missing a lot of weapons, and he's still producing well as far as fantasy points. I think he does. He continues that, especially when Christian Watson, Aaron Jones comes back. It's going to even help him even more. And I think he's a very startable quarterback, in my opinion.
Back-to-back weeks with 20 plus points. I think so as well. And if you guys saw my video earlier, it's just going to get better once Aaron Jones is back and once Christian Watson's back. This guy is going to be a great asset to your fantasy football team.
Not bad, not bad. Oh, I want to go with a new quarterback this week, and it's a quarterback that I haven't talked about for an entire year and a half. That guy is Russell Wilson.
What? Really? Dude, get
Jeez
off the
Louise.
He's
No,
not with the Seattle
hear,
Seahawks
hear,
anymore.
hear me out. I don't even have his bobblehead up anymore. That was so bad that Reed left. Oh, jeez.
Oh my.
But anyways, I want to talk about Russell Wilson. He played great against the Commanders this past week. You know, he had 18 completions, not too much, but he had 308 yards. And I know one of his touchdowns was a fluke. It was a Hail Mary, but if you take away that touchdown, he had 22 points in fantasy. Reed's back after a little while. I scared him away, didn't I, Reed? Talking about Russell Wilson like that. But the next 2 weeks he has favorable matchups, and that's against Miami, who does not have the best cornerback crew that we thought they probably would when they traded for Ramsey. But they have Chicago after that as well, so another weak defense. So I think Russell Wilson, if you're trying to stream a quarterback, is possibly a good streamer right now because he's available in 51% of leagues on the Fantasy Sleeper app. And right now, his people who have him are dropping him, so he's probably going to become even more available. A lot of people don't believe in him yet. Broncos aren't winning, so I think Russell Wilson is the guy to stream. Of course, later in the season, he does have a lot more favorable matchups, so if you can keep him on your roster, it'll probably benefit you unless they have a lot of injuries there like they did last year.
Nice. And then you got to put in consideration that Jerry Judy just came back from injury. So you got to give him some time to go out there and get warmed up. I think there's a lot of upside out there, Russell Wilson. I like your pick. I got one quarterback too. You guys know me. I'm going to talk about Brock Purdy, but I already did that last week. Right. So to this week, I'm going to talk about Desmond Ritter. You guys know I'm not the biggest truther when it comes to Desmond Ritter, but there was a night and day difference on what he did week 1 to week 2. One, he almost quadrupled, I'm just kidding, almost doubled the amount of throws that he did compared to week 1. And then this time he actually utilized his legs. I think he had 35 rushing yards, which is awesome for Desmond Ritter. That's what he does, right? He's a mobile quarterback, so let him use his legs. If he continues up with this trend, this is definitely a guy that you guys want to see on your roster. Anthony Richardson may be injured, so Go check it out. But that's all I got. You guys got another quarterback, or should we move on to the ground and pound team?
I have one more. This one I'm a little skeptical about, but I want to give this guy the benefit of the doubt because he did play pretty decent, even though his team did lose. I want to talk a little bit about C.J. Stroud, the number 2 overall pick to the Texans. We're gonna get that one right this time. But C.J. Stroud did pretty good this past week. I know he threw a lot, but he had 30 completions. That's a lot for a rookie quarterback with no interceptions in this game. He did not have 3 touchdowns. He had 2, but it's still pretty good for a rookie at this point in time playing against a pretty good Indianapolis defense, in my opinion. But next week he's going against Jacksonville, and I think he could possibly replicate that because Jacksonville has not been looking like the team that we thought they would be this year, or at least some of us thought they would be this year. So I think CJ Stroud has a good opportunity if you are streaming a quarterback to get another 20-point game. So if you had someone like Trevor Lawrence who got 9 points this past week and you don't believe in him yet, or you have some other quarterbacks that you don't believe in right now, like Joe Burrow, CJ Stroud might be a guy to, take off this week on week 3 and possibly get you at least 20 points. So other than that, I'm ready to go down to ground and pound, baby.
Awesome. I'm going to give a quick shout out to Sam Howell. He did have a great week this past week, and, he's really spreading out the ball. Did y'all know that he hit 10 different targets? 10 different targets. That's crazy.
Wow.
And 9 of those targets had more than 2 receptions. Okay, so I'm going to keep on moving forward. So running backs, I have a lot, right? But I want to share the plate. Number 1, I do want to address this because I didn't say it in today's video because I did record before the injury, but I'm going to quickly mention Jerome Ford. Jerome Ford is the backup of Nick Chubb, and he will be seeing the workload unless they sign someone like Kareem Hunt. I talked about Kareem Hunt before he even visited with the Browns today, which is a very good possibility that they will sign him since he's familiar with the offense. And also, you still have someone like Leonard Fournette, who's a free agent that they could sign. So someone to keep an eye out, but I don't want to take too much time off of Jerome Ford. We got a question. Here we go. Parker Bledsoe says, which 2 should I start? Najee, Rachaad White, and Brian Robinson. Hey, man. If you know
Najee's
me,
out.
Najee he's done. He's out of here. I'm a big Rachaad White truther. I said, hey, go buy low on him after week 1. Hey, go draft him very low. He's going to prove it to you. And he's the bell cow of that offense. Week 1, he started off a little rough. Week 2, he proved himself. And he is going to be the outstanding RB1 for your I don't say RB1, but a good RB2 and should finish top 20 in running backs when it comes to fantasy football. So Rachaad White, and then you already know. Oh, sorry. I was thinking Bijan, but you might want to go Brian Robinson. Yeah.
Brian Robinson actually played pretty well this past week. I think he was in the 20-point range. So
past
he's
2
getting
weeks,
I think past 2 weeks. So he's getting a lot of workload there, especially with his counterpart due to injury. But I think Brian Robinson will keep it going. He seems like he's solidified himself there, especially with the way Sam Howell's playing. So opens up a lot of running lanes for him. I like it.
Got it. The only thing I would say about Rachaad White, he is going against the Eagles' defense, so that makes me a little bit more worried about that. But Najee, there's a lot of downside there, so maybe that you might have to take a chance against the Eagles' defense.
Very true, very true. Looks like we got some more comments here on the board. Liam says, tough to see Chubb go down. It was tough, but just remember, Liam, that's just a preview of what I'm going to do to you.
Whoa.
He also says, hopefully it is not career ending. We all hope that. Nick Chubb's such a great guy and is a true staple point, if not the best player on that offense when it comes to the Cleveland Browns. Great guy. Hopefully, we can see him next season, hopefully in a new team. We'll see. But running backs, to continue on, talk about more injuries, or I guess I'll go with injury. I'm going to talk about another guy, but I'm going to talk about Matt Breida because Saquon Barkley went down at the very end when the New York Giants came back and won that game. Very shocking. Yes, I know. But Matt Breida used to be with the Niners, a good speedster guy, not a heavy hitter, but he's going to be the guy taking all the reps in that backfield. So if you're looking to stream a running back, this is a 1-week running back, guys. So if you are desperate to get a running back for this week and this week only, Matt Breida is your guy because Saquon Barkley is considered week to week, but we already heard word from the head coach saying that he might put him in Thursday, which he's not. He's not going to risk that. So,
There's no way.
yeah, no way at all. Okay, who else you got there, Vince?
Let's see, man. I know that you got a couple guys that we both talked about last week, but one guy I really want to talk about that nobody is really giving the benefit of the doubt, and I understand why, is because he's not getting a high percentage of snap share. And that's Chuba Hubbard. I still like Chuba Hubbard, even though that he is behind Sanders here with the Panthers. This guy's super young, man. He's 24 years old. He's getting about 36 to 37% snap share, but he's making good fantasy points off of that. Week 1, 8.9 points against Atlanta, who has a projected good run defense, and then 10 points against New Orleans, who has a middle of the pack defense. And I mean, with him only getting 2 rushing attempts and most of it his fantasy points coming from pass catching, I think Chuba Hubbard has really good upside at this point in time because he's going up against the Seahawks and then the Minnesota Vikings in the next 2 weeks. So those are both green against the run. So I think if you are really, really hurting, you're maybe in a 14-man league, or from what we heard this past week, someone was in a 16-man league. Chuba Hubbard is probably a guy you should pick up because he is getting good production, in my opinion, for the amount of snap share that he's getting. So probably not a super popular pickup, but once these running backs start to dwindle like they are already in week 2, Chuba Hubbard's going to start sticking out like a sore thumb, and you better pick him up before he's gone.
You heard it here first. Vince is calling it. I do want to get into some of these comments here. I do want to say appreciate every single one of y'all who are here live with us. Comment down in the comment section down below. We answer every single one of y'all's questions. Or if you're watching this as a past video, leave a comment down. We'll get to it. I promise you. Or, yes, we have so many options. I know. Look at the description down below. Hit our link for our Discord. Ask us a question there any time of the day, any time of the night. I will wake up and answer that question. Ask any one of those guys on that Discord. I work around the clock. So do these guys. They're awesome. But let's get to some of these comments here. I'm not even going to look at Liam's comment because Liam is. I'm not going to say. I can't say that live. I can't say live. Sorry, I can't. But Parker Bledsoe says, would you do this trade? I get Ramondre and Chris Godwin for Diggs, and I have Justin Jefferson and Garrett Wilson. Listen, dude, I don't know what type of league allowed you to get Justin Jefferson and Stephon Diggs. Maybe they're on crack. I'm not too sure. But you hold on to those guys no matter what. I like Ramondre Stevenson. Do I like him as much as Diggs? No, I don't think so. Chris Godwin, if his name is not Mike Evans on the Tampa Bay offense, I don't see too much value. This is not last year's Chris Godwin. Don't get fooled. You keep Diggs and Jefferson, that absolute juggernaut of a powerhouse of a, I don't know what else to call it, of that wide receiver room. Good for you, man. You keep Jefferson and Diggs.
Do you mean Justin Jefferson and Garrett Wilson, AJ? He has Justin Jefferson and Garrett Wilson. He's trying to get Diggs. Or did you say it wrong?
No, he says, I get Ramondre and Chris Godwin for Diggs.
Yeah.
So he has Diggs and Jefferson, and he's going to get Ramondre.
Oh. Yeah. Okay, my bad.
Hey, man.
Which is crazy.
It is. It's crazy. Like I said, dude, I don't know what's going on with your league, but you absolutely won that, man. You should get an award just for the best draft out there. Going up next, still talking about running backs. Reed, do you want to talk about a running back before I get into it again?
I don't have anything, no.
Okay, another guy, right? That's it. The Indianapolis Colts are done messing around. This is Zach Moss time. Zach Moss is a must-start player up until Jonathan Taylor gets back, if he comes back. So you guys want to go out there and pick him up because guess what? Deion Jackson, he wasted his chance. He wasted his opportunity. It was horrible. And Zach Moss came in and not took the majority of the snaps, not took the second majority of the snaps. He took all of the snaps. It wasn't even close. No one else took running back snaps except for Zach Moss and Anthony Richardson. So this is the guy that you want to get and you need to start on your fantasy team until Jonathan Taylor comes back. That's if he comes back. So it's a good possibility. I'll say there's a 25% chance that JT does not come back for the season. And then you have a running back one for the rest of the season if you get Zach Moss. Basically free. Go out there, go pick him up. This guy's going to help y'all out for at least another 2 weeks.
Not bad. Well, just like I did last week, I do have players that you should not pick up because they are probably not going to be worth it. They do have a favorable matchup in these next 2 weeks against the Las Vegas Raiders and Houston Texans, and that's Jaylen Warren. You see the X next to his name because he is not supposed to be picked up. He's already owned in 47% of leagues, But this guy does not run the ball effectively. Neither does Najee. So I think it's that offense that it really is not clicking, and I don't see them clicking anytime soon. So right now, I'll talk about his yards per carry. Oh, we'll talk about this right here. Liam says, how much FAB would you spend on Breida? Up to $100. Honestly, I feel like a lot of people are going to be going after Kyron Williams and Ford.
Jerome Ford, yeah.
Yeah, so I would say you could put as little as $1 or $2 because nobody's really going to be going after Breida. If they are smart, if it is a smart league, go ahead, AJ.
No, I was just going to say that he's only in for 1 week. Remember this, Saquon Barkley is week to week. He should be back after 2 weeks. So remember, do you really want to spend that much money on a 1 week running back? I don't think. And let's all remember here, fellas. Let's not disrespect the 49ers here.
Yeah,
go ahead, Reed.
Yeah,
I'm not touching Matt Breida with a 10-foot stick. I'm staying away from that. I don't care if Saquon's out. He's running back number one. You don't start running backs unless they're like a top 5 running back against the 49ers defense. You don't do it. It's dumb.
Then, why you disrespect me right now? All right, we got Charlie Nguyen. Sorry if I mispronounced
Charlie
that.
Win.
Nguyen?
That's how you pronounce it.
Nguyen?
Win.
Like that?
Win. Like if you're saying like a W, a win.
Win. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I appreciate you being here, Charlie. He says half PPR. I appreciate he has a follow-up comment on there. We do answer every single one of y'all's comments, so keep it coming. We'll get to you guys right now.
He says
so
Jacoby Myers or Nico Collins, Joshua Kelly, or Zach Moss, half PPR. Thanks.
Okay, so we did see Devontae Adams go down with the injury, right? It was a head injury. He is being evaluated for a concussion. Nico Collins has been killing it for week 1 and week 2. I absolutely crushed my pick with Nico Collins, and I'm hyping myself up because I'm about to bring myself down right now because I was absolutely wrong about Joshua Kelly. Joshua Kelly went out there. He flopped. Did he do everything that I said he was going to do? Yes. He took every snap, but he did not get involved in the passing game. And with those snaps that he got, he didn't take advantage of it. He didn't go out there. He didn't get more than 3 yards per rush. It looked bad. Honestly, I would say Zach Moss for sure. I think he's going to have a good game, half PPR. I would still keep Joshua Kelly. I think there's some upside there if Austin Eckler continues to get out. And I kind of want to aim towards Jacoby Myers over Nico Collins. I think Nico Collins is due for a slow down game, and this might be it. But you can't go wrong with those guys. Without Devontae Adams, Jacoby Myers going to be the wide receiver 1, or over there in the Houston side, they throw at least 40 times a game, right? Last game, they threw 50 times. That's a lot of opportunity for Nico Collins to go out there and get some points for you. Am I wrong here, guys? What do y'all think?
So, in my opinion, I think I'm going to go Nico Collins. I'm not too hyped about Jacoby Myers and that Raiders offense just because I don't like how they're running it at this point in time. They're not producing a lot of points. He will get a lot of points from, pass catching, but I know this is half PPR, so that's a different story. In my opinion, I think I would go Nico Collins as well as Zach Moss. I agree with AJ on Zach Moss because Joshua Kelly did underperform, and I don't think it's going to change very soon.
He has to win our heart again.
Mm-hmm.
All right. David Bloom says, boys, I have to ask, in a league where Puka is available and have top of priority, how are we feeling about Puka or Ford?
I'm sorry. Did I hear that right? Did he say that Puka is still available?
That's crazy.
Where am I right now?
You get Puka.
You go ahead and get Puka. Puka is a must-start player, must-start wide receiver 1, rest of the season as long as Cooper Kupp is injured. As we all know here in this trio, we don't know what's going on with Cooper Kupp. We thought he was going to be ready to start the season. Now it's unclear. Now he's seen a specialist. Now we don't know when he's coming back. Puka is a league winner as long as Cooper Kupp is out. Once Cooper Kupp comes back in, I do believe Puka is slot down to that wide receiver 2. Yeah. But Reed, what do you think here?
Yeah, I definitely believe that you should get Puka. He's going to win you games. He's going to continue to get that target share. He's going to continue to produce. You got to get Puka. I cannot believe he's still available.
Yeah,
that is
man.
crazy.
And for those guys who are going after Ford too, I want to say a little bit of a cautionary here is that he's going against Tennessee and Baltimore in the next 2 weeks, and then he has a bye week. So if you guys are looking for a quick fix, Ford could be it if he can run great against a really hard defense to run against. Because if we go back to week 1 when he faced Cincinnati, who's a middle of the pack type of defense against running backs, he only had 2.4 yards per carry on 15 carries. So I'm a little skeptical on him when it comes to tougher defenses. But he is going to be the bell cow, so he will get you points, and they are going to use him in the red zone. So just a little bit of a beware, cautionary thing here. But yeah, Puka definitely, if you have top priority.
Yes, sir. I do want to say thank you so much for the comments, Charlie, and to David Bloom. Appreciate you guys. If you guys haven't yet, please consider hitting that subscribe button. We are a small channel trying to grow. Also, in the description down below, we have a link to our personal Discord. You can ask us fantasy questions or any football related questions or any life questions, whatever it is. We will answer any time of day, any time of night. You can ask any of these guys in the comment section. I know Liam is part of it. Liam, we're fighting right now, so I don't want to get into it. But
All right.
kidding. Love you, Liam.
Liam says Kyron and Ford are both already own 14 man. I'm guessing he's talking about Matt Breida. That it's kind of a follow up, I believe. So he's just saying what his options are currently. Charlie says, yes, sir. Talking about AJ messing up his name, finally getting it correct. David Bloom says, blame my league mates, before because of Puka still being available. And he gives us a thank you. Thank you, sir, for watching. We thank you. We appreciate it. Liam says, should I be worried about Jacob so far?
Ooh.
This is the button right here. This is the panic button, and this is my hand. I'm like right over it, okay? It seems like Josh Jacobs cannot produce whenever they take Devontae Adams out of the game. And they did that week 1. They did that week 2. Come on, guys. I warned you about this. I said this is a horrible offensive play scheme. I said Jimmy G has to be reliant on everyone else. Everyone else has to be perfect in order for Jimmy G to look good. That's including the head coach. You should be worried about Josh Jacobs. Right now, I'm not going to hit the panic button, so I'm not going to say sell high. I'm going to take it easy. I'm going to take a step back, and I'm going to hold it off for at least another 2 weeks. What do y'all think here?
I don't think you should panic yet. I think we've seen that he has talent. I just think the Raiders are just figuring it out right now about who they are with Jimmy G and what they need to do to be successful. You got to give the dude carries, etc. I don't think you should panic right now. But if it continues week 3, week 4, then you got to start looking, hey, is there an idiot in my league that I can trade this dude for?
Jesus. And then back to Liam's question about, Kyron and Ford are both owned already. Look for Chuba Hubbard, honestly. I talked about him a little bit. I don't know if you heard me, Liam, but he's only owned in 26% of leagues, so there's a chance that he is available there. And he's, averaging around 8 to 10 points right now. So I'm pretty sure you don't need him to start right now, and that's why you're just asking for your bench purposes. So if you want to stash him on the bench, you can.
Gotcha. Liam says, going from league rushing leader last year to having 9 rushes for 2 yards is crazy. Negative 2 yards, actually, not even 2, talking about Josh Jacobs. Yeah, it is crazy. They are just trying to figure it out. I would hope it's eventually going to get figured out. They got to give him more carries to help him produce. All I know is once the ball starts rolling, it's going to continue rolling, in my opinion, for Josh Jacobs. So you just need that one game. You only need one, right, guys?
That's it. We just need one, baby. Speaking of one, I do want to give a quick shout out to Charlie Win for subscribing. Thank you so much for subscribing to the channel, Charlie. Welcome to the NSP family. Looking forward to see you on our following videos. Also, Liam, I would say look out for Zach Moss. Go out there, man. He should be available. It should help you out this upcoming week if those running backs are not available for you.
Gotcha. Chupa also gone. This league is tough, man. So
yeah, man. After that, I would say you are SOL.
you gotta trade for one. Start looking what you can trade away to get a running back. Alex Schwer, I'm gonna say. I believe I got that one correct. He said he traded Brian Robinson and Puka for Cup. Thoughts on that? Ooh.
Hey, high risk, high reward, man.
High risk, high reward for sure.
Yes, sir. Brian Robinson has been consistent. I've been saying sell high on this guy because I don't think he'll continue doing that for the whole season. Puka looks great right now, right? He looks awesome. He's a wide receiver 1. He's a league winner as long as Cooper Kupp is out. So if Cooper Kupp comes back, and yes, I did say if because we really don't know what's going on with him. If he comes back, he's going to switch up that spot with Puka. He is the wide receiver 1. I think that's a high risk that has a high reward. Okay, so I kind of like it. If you got depth in your roster, which clearly looks like you do because you drafted Brian Robinson late, if I'm guessing, you picked up Puka from the waiver wire, which, quote unquote, is free. I think you won that. I think this is good. Good job. I like that. I like that, Alex.
Yeah, just start praying over Cooper Kupp's leg and hope it heals up as quickly as possible. And it's going to be worth it. It's going to be worth it.
I know once Cooper Kupp comes back also, he's not coming back until he's healthy. That's why he's looking for all these specialty like healthcare services. He's making sure that he's going to be right when he comes back because he wants to go another 5 years probably. So he will come back healthy. It's just a matter of when.
Gotcha.
Yes, definitely.
All right. Charlie Nguyen says, keep up the good work, guys. Appreciate y'all. Hey, we appreciate you, sir. We appreciate you. Liam says, Zach Moss also gone. All right. You got to look at other rosters and you got to find somebody that you can trade for, I think.
Yeah, everybody else is getting like 4 points.
Yeah, either trade for someone or start looking for handcuffs. Honestly, I hate to say it, but you might want to pick up Elijah Mitchell because the way the Niners are using CMC, no other running back got a rep. It was only Christian McCaffrey. That's scary. Okay, so if you want to have a handcuff, that might be a guy to look at, and you just got to write him on your bench.
The Niners are known for killing running backs. This is true. That's what they do.
Offensively and defensively.
Yep.
Yeah. Good
All
save
right.
there.
Liam says, if y'all could check out my team that I sent in Discord and rate it 1 through 10, 14-man PPR. All right, guys, let me pull it up, and I will share my screen if you give me a second here.
While Reed is pulling that up, Liam, I'm glad you brought that up because I did want to bring a new segment here to NSP Fantasy Football. If you guys are interested, send us your lineups and we will rate it here live for you guys and give us our personal advice on what we would do if we were in your shoes. So go ahead right now. And the only way to do this is if you are in our Discord. So if you haven't joined our Discord yet, it's in the link in the description down below. Hit our Discord. It is us. You could ask us questions. You could send us private DMs there and we'll answer you there if you don't want to have your team here live on our channel.
All right, let's go ahead. So there's 2 pictures here. Give me a sec.
He already has Mitchell. Wow.
Nice.
Okay. So Herbert, Keenan Allen, Chris Godwin, Josh Jacobs, Kelly, Kincaid, Zay Flowers. I like that one. Barkley is going to be on his bench because he's going to be out. Dotson, Deshaun Watson, and then let me move over. Elijah Mitchell, Bigsby, Bourne, Moody, and the Steelers defense. So he has Mitchell already. So he already has that. He has Bigsby, which I can see a little upside for. AJ, what are you thinking here?
This is tough because it's a 14-man league, right? And I would be high on Bigsby as I was in the preseason. But as we saw, Etienne, he's just working up that workload, right? Bigsby did not get a single target as far as a running back. And he got very limited snaps when it comes to being a rusher out there for that offense. So I am very low on Tank Bigsby. You got the best kicker out there. I do compliment you for that. You're going to have to be patient, man. Saquon Barkley is out for the count. And you're going to have to hit the waiver wires. I see that for your flex, you got Zay Flowers. You are pretty okay when it comes to wide receivers. I'll say maybe you could find some better options for you, like Nico Collins, if he's still available out there. Maybe a Tutu Atwell right now. But we got some great options for you there, especially if all those guys are taken off your running back list or the waivers. It's going to be tough. It's a 14-man league, but you got to do what you got to do.
All right, Liam just sent some other. So these are the running backs, wide receivers still available that he wants us to look at. These are the running backs.
Zoom in on them?
Yeah.
It doesn't let me zoom in.
Okay.
Here, I can try. Give me a second.
There you go.
There you go.
Oh, you just had it.
Whatever you did, yeah.
Yeah, well, that's not doing anything. Hold up. Hold up. I have to do some weird finagling here.
There was
You just
something. I
had-
don't know what you did. Yeah. But it maximizes it. Anyways, well, there you go.
Is it
Oh.
better?
For a split second, it got better, and then it came
It's
back.
because
to
I'm moving. It's not doing it correct. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
Let me
so
just.
Rave-
Is
right
this
there.
helping?
Right there.
Okay. See,
Right
this-
there.
I'm not actually doing anything here. Okay.
Perfect.
Okay,
I
so
like
you got some people available like Josh Reynolds, Robert Woods, Tank Dell. I
Josh
do like
Reynolds.
Tank Dell, which is on my list. He is, in my opinion, the wide receiver 2 for Houston. And if they continue to throw 45 plus times a game, he does have some fantasy value. But how consistent can the Houston Texans be in passing the ball and landing those targets? After that,
Honestly, bro, there's a guy right there at the top, right under Josh Reynolds that I really like, and that's Robbie Trees, homie. That's Bobby Trees. So I'll bring his name up here while we're gonna talk about him. In the past 2 games, he's gotten above 11 fantasy points in PPR leagues. So first game against Baltimore, 11.7. Second game against Indianapolis, 13.4. And what I really like is that he's getting a lot of passes thrown to him. So, I mean, 9 targets and 10 targets in these 2 games. He's going against Jacksonville and then Pittsburgh, who are good matchups against that. I think you should stash Robert Woods. I think he's going to work out in the long run because he's getting a lot of production over there with the Houston Texans. So, another guy to stash, hopefully.
yes, that's very true. Another guy out there for you to stash on that 14-man league. Very tough, very tough.
All right. Let's go look at the running backs that you wanted us to look at. And here we go.
Nice.
Okay, look, Matt Breida's right there. He's available for you. I mean, get him because Saquon Barkley is out and he's on your team. That's the guy you got to target right off the bat.
Yeah, man. Everybody else there is getting less than 6 points every game. It's getting hard in your league, honestly. So you got to stash the guys who are doing well right now, and you just got to wait.
Definitely don't touch that Oompa Loompa there down at the bottom. Okay. Don't touch them.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
All right.
Liam says, I have a waiver claim to drop Tank and pick up Bears running back Johnson. I forgot his first name.
Rashawn
Johnson.
Yeah.
Honestly, to be completely honest, I have him on my list. He's going to surpass Khalil Herbert. He's going to surpass him. It's not going to be right away. It's going to be in the next few games, but he is getting more and more reps. Kind of like what we saw last year with the Bears running back. No, was it the Bears or was it the Lions? Anyways, this guy is slowly overtaking that running back 1 position, and by midseason, he is going to be the running back 1. He's getting more reps, and he's way more productive than Khalil Herbert. You should pick him up, but don't expect immediate success. Be patient, sit on it, and he would have some great value midseason.
All right. Going back to Ray's comment, is Jordan Love worth starting over Watson this week? So the Packers are facing the Saints this week, and the Browns are facing the Titans. What do you guys think?
Ooh.
I'll say you
That's
go
a
Jordan
tough
Love.
one. Yeah.
I'll say you go Jordan Love.
I think Watson's going to get killed, honestly, in this next game. So they have a good defensive line. I think that's trouble for Watson. But if the Browns' offensive line, after losing honestly, one of the best running backs they've had in a long time, I think it's just going to be trouble, honestly. I don't think they get out of this game unscathed, and I think Watson's going to be at the receiving end of that. So I would say Jordan Love. I think that's the safest bet, even though it's not a easy bet to make,
This is the biggest test as far as Jordan Love and the Packers offense is the Saints defense that we've had.
The Saints have a tough defense, but just like Vince said, I mean, the Titans have a great rush defense. And what we saw last night, Deshaun Watson, he's not that mobile QB that everyone thought he was back when he was with Houston, right? He got killed out there. And when he's getting pressure, he loses the ball a lot. So I'm taking Jordan Love, and hopefully Aaron Jones will be back and ready to go for my sake as well, because I got him on plenty of fantasy leagues.
All right. This says, how FAB would you put on him?
Talking about Rashad Johnson, honestly, he should be at the very bottom of people's radars. So if you are willing to take that risk, I see that Matt Breida's on there. You should probably go pick him up. But everyone in that 14-man league is probably thinking the same thing. Depending on your – well, never mind. It's Fab, right? I think everyone's going to put most of their money on Breida. I would put $3 on him, honestly. In my opinion, I don't think he's on anyone's radar right now.
Not right now. A lot of people like to get what is going to give them the points now, and they don't think of down the road. So I think, yeah, you can get away with $2 or $3.
All right.
Sounds good.
That's Alex has another question for us. Also in a 14-man, I had Brian Robertson and Jerome Ford. Was just offered his Jamar for my cup and Josh Jacobs. Joe B is my quarterback, so that gives me a stack. I'm 0-2, and so I need some changes. Should I take it? So the offer is Jamar Chase for his cup and Josh Jacobs.
Oof. I kind of want to see the rest of his lineup because, honestly, I don't like Jamar at all this year. I don't think anything will change drastically there. There could be some games where he gets a touchdown and a big catch, but that's about it. What's going on?
Okay,
I'm reading
Alex,
ahead of
we're
the
coming
comments.
back.
Oh,
We're
gosh.
coming back. Let's just look at this comment where we will answer your question fully in a second here. But AJ, you have a new setup. Are you starting an ASMR channel? Come
Oh my
on, I like the
goodness.
mic, dude. You gotta do the taps. Can you give us a little tap, AJ?
Do the whispers. You can actually hear it.
I'm actually in Dallas, Texas right now. I'm on a business trip. You know, my other job, I someday hope to get this as my full-time job, but my other job, I am on a business trip here in Dallas, and I am staying at this hotel. So I wanted to make sure that I could still go on and go live just for you guys. So thanks for making fun of me. Honestly, Alex, this is tough because just like Vince said, I mean, Jamar Chase has not looked good. I do feel like the Bengals will bounce back, but now it seems like defenses have figured out Jamar Chase, right? And with Joe Burrow being very rusty, and that's what I think it is, right? You could blame his calf, you could blame he is very rusty. He's not played any games in the preseason, didn't practice in the preseason. This is what the product's going to look like, and they're not going to pick up till later on. But if he wants to give you
No, he's
Jamar
just giving him
Chase for your
Jamar.
cup
That's it.
and Josh Jacobs, he's going to give up Josh Jacobs too. I will say no. No, you keep Josh Jacobs and Cooper
Yeah.
Kupp. That is too big of a risk right now. The lateral move that I see right there
It's cup for
is
Jamar.
either or.
Kupp
It's
for
Kupp or
Jamar.
Jamar or Jacobs with now. Actually, Jacobs has more value than Chase as of right now. So
Yeah.
I would say no. Stay away from that trade, man.
Yeah. But Jamar, we hopefully figured out. Cup will hopefully come back from injury. Josh Jacobs will hopefully come back and play well. All these guys are hopes. It's not a 2-for-1. Don't do it.
Yeah.
All right. Stefan says 12-man full PPR team. I believe he's probably typing up another question to go off of that. So we'll wait for you, right, Stefan? But
Thank
we're
you,
going to go
Stefan.
ahead.
Yeah.
We're going to go ahead and get to these extra comments, other comments, and we'll get back to you. Big Money Joe, what is up? Good to see you. Should I trade away Pollard for Chase? He has a 12-man PPR. Pollard for Chase. What do you guys think?
As of right now, I wouldn't. I know Pollard kind of had a bum game last week, but the production's still there. He's still getting the reps, right? So he's going to get there no matter what. Jamar Chase could have 18 targets, but only 2 catches, right? But he's also fighting with T. Higgins, who had one heck of a game last week. Pollard is going to continue getting those carries. He's going to continue getting those rush attempts. I would stay away unless you are desperately in need of a wide receiver and you have a great running back room. That's if.
All right. I agree with that. Let's go ahead and go to Liam. That's so diss Rave. They're talking about Rave's diss on AJ. Looks like these two have literally made up from last night. They were going at each other. They were at each other's throats. I'm glad to see you guys have kissed and made up. Stefan, I see you have put down a comment, so we're going to get to you just in a second here. Rave says, "Is Zach Ertz a good tight end streamer? I've been switching to a new tight end of waivers every week so far. Whoa, I've never heard of tight end streaming.
Wow.
That's a new thing for me." AJ, I know you were talking earlier about Zach Ertz that on your video that you put out earlier today. Zach Ertz, do you think he's definitely a good tight end streamer this week?
I do want to point out, first of all, Rave, I'm very disappointed. I put out a video out there today, which I did very late last night. I had to be on the road 5 o'clock in the morning. I edited it for you and even put it on the Discord. I sent everyone on the Discord a cheat sheet who has Zach Ertz on there. Yes, he is a good streaming tight end. Yes, he does have a tough matchup this upcoming week. But like I said in my video, which I posted earlier today that you did not watch, they don't have a lot of options. Besides James Conner, who do they pass to? They pass to Zach Ertz, not Hollywood Brown, not Rondell. It's Zach Ertz. He's a good streaming quarterback. Tough matchup, but he should see the targets, which is opportunity. That's all I'm going to say. Very disappointed you, Rave. Zach.
Ooh. Pick 2, Gibbs, Kenneth Walker, or Rashad White. Let me pull up their matchups this week.
So
Rashad
Seahawks are playing the Panthers. I don't know who the Lions are playing, and I don't know who Tampa Bay is.
Lions are playing the Falcons, and then the Buccaneers are playing the Eagles. So I think it's all pretty leveled there.
Yeah.
I would say Gibbs, he's been getting, from what I heard, I remember he's getting a bigger target share, and David Montgomery just got hurt. So I think you have to take Gibbs here. Nets, I think I'm going to go Rashad White. What do you guys think?
I'm going to have to disagree. I'm a big Gibbs guy, but it seems like even though David Montgomery went down with the injury, he is still sharing that backfield over there. Kenneth Walker has proven that he is the running back one. Even though they might have a tough matchup, he's going to go out there and get the reps. Rashad White, he is the bell cow of that offense, so they both have the opportunity to score 15-plus points, where Gibbs has the opportunity to score up to 15 points. I'll take the higher risk here and go Walker and White.
Vincent, what do you got?
Yeah, man. So for sure, I'm taking Kenneth Walker here. Last week, I really liked his production. I believe he had 2 touchdowns. I'm not too sure because if that's like 100% correct, but that's what I heard from someone who owns him, because I don't own him in any of my leagues this year. But Kenneth Walker is the number 1 guy. Dang, I like that. Get comfy over
fall
there.
Back.
But yeah, so I would definitely take Kenneth Walker. I think Rashad White is the safer bet here just because he is going to get the ball a lot. I don't like his matchup against the Eagles because they are going to be tough with that D-line and running against them. But I think Rashad White has the capability to do that with the pass game. I think he can get out there. He's a little bit faster than some of their linebackers. So I think that's where he'll get the step on him, and he should get a touchdown in this game. Gibbs, I like Gibbs too, but I just don't like the production he's getting. If he was the number 1 guy, I would definitely pick him over Kenneth Walker or Rashad White. But at this point in time, I'm still a little bit skeptical on Gibbs. They haven't used him like I thought they would in this part of the season.
All right, there you go. There is a lot of comments in the comment section right now. Just to remind you guys, we always get to every single comment. We answer it 100% fully, so do not worry. Stick around. We will answer it. We will.
Don't leave.
Don't leave. So this is Stefan. He just to remind you guys, he does have a 12-man full PPR team. So his team: Josh Allen, running back Bijan, Henry, Javonte, wide receiver Evans, McLaurin, Slant Boy. Who's Slant Boy? I don't know that one.
I haven't heard that one yet. I'm going to be honest with you. I know a lot of nicknames. I haven't heard Slant Boy.
I have not heard Slant Boy. Vincent, do some research and figure out who Slant Boy is.
I will figure out who Slant Boy is.
All right,
maybe he's talking about Michael Thomas, but
maybe. He's got Hollywood Brown, Judy.
It's Michael Thomas.
it's Michael Thomas's Slant Boy.
Yeah.
Oh, he put it in here. He said it's Michael Thomas. Thank you, Stefan.
Nice, Stefan.
Yeah. Everybody knows this, but us.
Hey, I think I've heard it somewhere because I know he used to run a lot of slants before he started getting injured. When he used to run with Drew Brees.
He ran a fight after the game. It was pretty fun.
Oh yeah, I thought he was gonna die.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, boys, we need to hit the books already. We're behind apparently. All right. Cooks, he has tight end Andrews Kincaid. He has a stacked team. I love this.
He's good.
Do I trade Henry and Evans for Hill? If not, should I make any moves right now? He is 1-1. What do you guys think?
Jeez.
That's tough. I would love to see Tyreek Hill on your team. I'm a big Tyreek Hill guy for the past 2 years. Ever since he went to the Miami Dolphins, I got hated on last year for it. But you know what? It was proven right. Henry is a consistent option for you, man. And so is Evans. That's tough. Uh, you're trading two one positions here. So you have a running back one. I know you got Bijan, but in other leagues, Derrick Henry is the running back one. You have Mike Evans, who is in this league or in your team, the wide receiver one. I get it. Hill is a better option for you, but that's too much. I think you're giving up a little too much there. If you have a one-on-one, hit up the waiver wires. We're still early enough in the season that you could get a guy that could win your league.
Yeah, man, it's 12-man league, so I think you have a little bit of a better chance than some of these guys who are in 14-man leagues. But I like his team. I don't know how he
great.
drafted that in a 12-man. That is a spectacular team. I would hold on to Henry. See if you can sweeten this guy or swindle him by sending like Javonte
That's what
Williams.
I was thinking.
Yeah,
Counter
Javonte Williams
offer
and
him.
Evans. Yeah,
Counter offer him. See if he gets by Hill low. See if he can do it. If it doesn't work, then hey, it's not meant to be, man. It's not meant to be. Hill's great, but you can't sacrifice your whole team for it.
exactly.
All right. Big Money Joe says, thanks, gang, NSP gang. And Big Money Joe's a big NSP gang member.
Oh, yeah.
Ravi
Gang
R,
member.
appreciate it,
Gang.
man. I don't think we've ever seen you in the comment section
He's a
before.
better
so-
rave.
Oh,
Oh,
well,
This is
AJ.
the better rave. Here, I'll get this question. This is my favorite rave here.
Okay.
Did I trade T and Brian Robinson for Pollard? I still have Jay Jetta's
Mike Williams.
Mike Williams. I was going to call it something else. Brandon Ayuk, Gibbs, and Javonte. I think you should.
Wow.
I like Pollard. And right now, this is a buy low season for Tony Pollard. I don't want to say season, right? But buy low week for Tony Pollard. Buy low on him because just like I said before, he's going to continue to get the carries. He's going to continue to get the targets. He's going to be the workload of that offense. So every single week, week in, week out, he will have the opportunity to score 20 plus points. The opportunity. Not saying he will, but he will always have that. Ryan Robinson won't. T. Higgins won't. I think I like it. I say you do it. I say you do it.
I do like it. I do like it. I don't know who your other wide receivers are who are on your bench, but I would I'm not 100% on T. Higgins here. He's had a really bad week and then a decent week. So I still think this is good, but if you can still swindle him, by not giving up T. Higgins, because there's some weeks where T. Higgins might pop off, I think Brian Robinson and a lower tier ranked wide receiver for Pollard.
right.
But I still like this one.
Just to finish this question, he re-put it on there and then said, I could use a running back and I can give up a wide receiver. Does that change your guys' opinion here?
No, I think Pollard is 100% a league winner, and you want this guy on your team.
All right. Big Money Joe says this is the year of the stream tight end. Talking
really
about what
is.
we said earlier. Yeah, it's just all over the place for tight ends, really.
Yep.
Brave is apologizing to you, AJ. He's apologizing.
We'll see. We'll see.
All right. Going on. Liam says, would y'all trade T-Law, Ridley, and Ayuk for Hurts and Stephon? He still has Olave and Devontae at wide receiver after that.
These are spicy.
It is, right? We've seen Calvin really have a slight drop off, but I don't think it's going to be much. T-Law. For me, my personal opinion, this might be a long shot. Not a lot of people are going to agree with me here. I think Hurts is a sell high guy, and I think this is what this guy is doing to you. We've seen him miss targets. We've seen him be inaccurate under pressure. He is slowly dropping off, and not a lot of people are seeing that. Yes, he looked good because he vultured off some goal line touchdowns. Yep. Okay, so what? Take that away, right? What is he? How did he do? I don't like what he's doing out there. I think he's slowly losing production. I love Stephon Diggs. Ask these guys. I'm a big guy, right, on Stephon Diggs. But I think you're giving up a little too much. Take out Ridley or take out Ayuk. You're giving up way too much for that. Hurts is going to drop off slowly throughout the season. I think he's a sell high guy.
Yeah, in my honest opinion, I think the only guy you really want to go out there for is Stephon Diggs. I would probably give up, if you can, honestly, give up Ayuk straight up for Stephon and maybe something else that the guy needs, maybe a lower tier running back. But in my opinion, I think you should be good at wide receiver. Olave is a little bit, not what we expected this past year from him. But I still think your team is good. But if you can get Stephon Diggs somehow, maybe trade Olave and Ridley, see what he says for Stephon Diggs. But I think you are giving up too much there with those three guys.
All right.
For sure. I do want to say I appreciate every single one of you guys out here. If you guys haven't yet, hit that subscribe button. We answer every single question. Also, in the description down below, join our Discord. You can ask us questions there. We answer every single one of those.
All right. Ray says, do you think as the season progresses, Gibbs will be running back one? It's so annoying for Monty to be the guy, even though we know Gibbs is so much better. I think so. They spent a first-round pick on him. They have to eventually pass off the baton to Gibbs. I'm not positive. I'll look it up right now on what type of contract David Montgomery is on, but I don't think it's like a 1 or 2 year deal. It's on a 1. AJ, you know that for sure?
I do believe it is a 1.
Let me double check it.
But we did hear the coach come out and say that he's going to have higher production. And yes, I do believe Gibbs will be the solidified running back 1. As the season progresses, I could see this mid-season. I'm not going to see it right away. You shouldn't see it right away, but he is still someone that you need to keep on your fantasy team. I wouldn't sell high on him. He has a lot of potential out there. We saw it last year with Swift and Williams, right? Williams started to get more and then less and more. I think this is totally different, but yeah.
It looks like he is on a 3-year deal. He's signed till 2025, actually.
Oh my gosh!
So they invested in David Montgomery. So maybe that the as far as money, it's not going to play a change in what happens. But I do think they will still go to Gibbs eventually.
Nice. We got some more comments here. Stefan, appreciate your comments, man. Keep it coming. We answer every single one of you guys. I see some more comments down there. Bring it on, fellas. Bring it on. We got it. He says, I traded Nico Collins for Hollywood and Javonte earlier. Not a big Hollywood guy. He is a wide receiver 1, but we'll see what happens after Kyler Murray comes back. But I think Javonte Williams is a buy low candidate. I like this. I think that is a dub for you if you had space on your bench to put in Hollywood Brown in there if you just need some extra depth. But good for you, man. I like that. I think Williams is great.
I agree. I think that's a good trade. Ray says LAJ, talking about when you made fun of his name.
Bring it on, dude.
All right, Tingley, welcome to the NSP chat. He says, hey, y'all, how do you feel about this trade? Garrett Wilson plus Kelly for Kamara and Herbert. Vincent, I see you're vibing over there. What are you thinking?
I love this trade.
You like it?
Because Eckler's going to come back. Eckler will come back and play. Yeah. Kelly is a placeholder. He's a handcuff, as we say. Garrett Wilson, nobody is high on him anymore because of losing Aaron Rodgers. Now, Garrett Wilson will still get production, but Kamara's going to come back. He's going to have fresh legs. He's didn't Williams just get hurt too with a hamstring injury?
He's going to be out next week, and we don't know as far as after that. It shouldn't be too long, though.
So once Kamara comes back, he's probably going to be the only healthy guy there. Kamara is going to get a big workload. Khalil Herbert is still the number 1 back there. He could get overshadowed a little bit later in the season, but at this point in time, I think you're winning this trade for at least the next 5 weeks. Kamara is going to get you points. Khalil Herbert's going to get you mid-tier points, so he should be your running back 2 or flex. I think you win this trade if you're getting Kamara and Khalil Herbert.
All right. You good with? All right, we all agree here. That's very rare around here. Git said, would you trade Moss and Pitts for Hawkinson? No. I think I would do it. I would do it.
Do it.
I think
you should. Yeah. Definitely. Zach Moss is not a forever guy. I said
Yeah.
this earlier. There's a 25% chance that JT is out for the whole season. I do believe he comes back. So Zach Moss is not an end season guy. Kyle Pitts, if Desmond Ridder can continue doing what he did last week, which is throw the ball, then maybe Kyle Pitts has a chance. But I think TJ Hawkinson is one of those guys that could be somewhat consistent at the tight end position, which is super rare, super rare in this league right now. I'd do it.
All right.
Some people. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah. I would do it as well. And Big Money Joe that agrees with you. And Gitz just wants to tell us his whole team just for context. We appreciate that. That helps us a lot with making the right decision. He says he has Lamar, Gibbs, Herbert, Chase, Waddle, Kirk, Pitts, Zach Moss, benches Odell, Gabe Davis, Jamal Williams, Mooney, Jerome Forward, and defensive special teams. 12-man league, and he says he meant Miles Sanders, not Khalil Herbert in this. So I think you should definitely do that. I like this trade.
Do it. Get it, man.
Yeah, I still like that trade with Sanders. I think that's a good one.
All right. Benjamin Benguin on YouTube. We appreciate you tuning in. He says first 3 picks were Chase, Jacobs, and Garrett Wilson. Also had Dobbins. Do I panic on any of those 3?
I don't want to hit it because I feel like it's going to hurt people's ears if they're listening on a
ASMR.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, you should hit the panic button over here. Chase, Jacobs, Garrett. Oh my goodness, that is tough.
Unfortunate.
Yes, it is. Sell high on Chase. Do it right now. Get a 2-for-1 deal. Get yourself a couple of tier 2 running backs, or a running back and a tier 2 wide receiver. You should be good. I would do that because I don't think people will pay too much for Garrett Wilson. Garrett Wilson still has a slight chance to be a low tier flex. Dobbins out for the season. Yeah, you need to panic. Josh Jacobs, I do feel like he will bounce back eventually, but sell high on Jamar Chase. I think this is your best bet here.
All right. Yeah, I would definitely agree with that. And then I believe that is all the questions other than Tingley saying thank you. Hey, thank you, sir. Make sure you guys, anybody that's tuning in right now that has not hit that subscribe button, please do so. It helps us a lot. We are a small channel, continue to grow, and we are able to answer every single question, whether it's through the YouTube comments, through our Discord, which the link to it is in the description below. Please hit us up in all the different socials. We also have a TikTok, which is popping off. AJ, would you like to give everybody the huge news about TikTok?
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages.
I love this new mic, AJ.
We just hit 1,000 followers on TikTok, you guys. You guys already know what that means. You NSP faithful out there in the comment section, y'all know what this is. I think I want to get a complaint in this hotel room because I'm being a little bit loud, but I don't care. It's all for NSP here. Vince, tell them what you're doing. Are you running on a treadmill on a bathing suit?
Oh my goodness. I don't know about the bathing suit part. I think there was another I think we had to get to 10,000 followers for me to do that.
I thought you said bathing suit.
You said
10,000. That's because who was it? It wasn't Rave. It was
it Liam or
no? I don't remember. It was Big Money Joe or it could have been Kyrie. They said we'll get you to 10,000, and AJ was like, "If you get us to 10,000, I'll do this." And I was like, "If you get us to 10,000, I'll run on the treadmill with a bathing suit." So 10,000 is the number. Add a 0 on that.
right.
But for 1,000, I will be running on a treadmill for an entire game with incentives, as well as if you guys, donate some money on there, I'll pick up the speed for the rest of the game. There's a lot of stuff that I want to do while I'm doing that, so I need to hit my cardio because I have not hit that in a while.
Those games are pretty long, Vince.
Yeah. And we're not doing Monday Night Football because those commercials are the longest commercials I've ever seen.
We're gonna do a Monday night doubleheader.
No, you're trying to kill this man. He's gonna be sweating. All right, but seriously, guys, thank you guys so much for all the support
Thank
you
you.
have given us, and you continue to give us. Please share the channel, tell your friends, tell your family, tell everybody. We are a family friendly show, right, guys?
Somewhat.
Yes, sir.
All right. Big Money Joe's talking to Ben Gwynn about if he should panic. He says super panic mode, Ben Gwynn. Super panic mode. Don't freak Ben Gwynn out, man. Don't freak him out.
He'll be fine.
be
He just needs
okay.
to find a sucker to get some trades off him.
Big Money Joe says, congrats for the 1K. Hey, we appreciate it,
Thank
Big
you,
Money
thank you.
Joe. You were a big part in helping us grow, always tuning in and commenting, etc. We appreciate it. All right. Vincent, you guys were you done talking about running backs now that we've gone through all the comments as far as right now?
I think we're already getting into wide receivers.
Are we getting wide receivers? Okay.
I mean, he just talked about Robert Woods last. I mean, it was a
That's
good
true,
chunk
that's
of
true.
comments. Thank you guys.
Yeah, man. We're out there for comments for about 25 minutes, I would say.
Heck yeah.
We love it. We love it. But I have two more receivers I want to talk about before anybody else wants to talk about receivers. And that is Mr. Rashid Shaheed, the best rhyming
Hate that
name
barf.
from
Hate
Key and
that name.
Peele. Dude, he's got to be from one of the skits of Key and Peele. I know it for sure. But this guy's been doing phenomenal. Week 1, if you take away his touchdown, he had 12 fantasy points. With a touchdown, he had 19 or something like that, 13. And then this past week against a tough matchup against Carolina, he had 10.3 points. And here's the thing. He's not even playing the full amount of snaps that he should be playing. This guy's like the wide receiver 4 who comes in as a wide receiver 3. So he's only getting about 50% of the snap share. Look for this guy to stash on your bench because right now he's still getting quality points, so you could throw him in at your flex. But later on in the season, he will be getting a lot more reps, in my opinion. And this guy has been a catching machine. I mean, he's got like 95% catch rate. I think out of his 11 catches, he's caught 10. So look for this guy. He should be there. He's owned in 47% of leagues, but just this past week, 34% more of leagues picked him up. So last week he was at 13% owned. So now he's at 47% owned. So get him now. He's going fast. He's got a stash.
All right. He says Shaheed stole my points from Olave.
He did.
I should have beat Gabe in the league. He's saying. Hey,
aye.
That's how it works, man. That's how it works.
Well, do you guys have any wide receivers y'all want to talk about?
I got one left. I know we talked about Nico Collins. We talked about Tank Dell. I got another wide receiver too I want to talk about, and that is Tutu Atwell from the Los Angeles Rams. Yes, Puka Nacua is the wide receiver 1, but Tutu Atwell has been taking the wide receiver 2 reps, looking at about an average of 7 targets a game, which that is great. For some teams, that is wide receiver 1 targets, right? So this is great if Tutu Atwell is out there, which more than likely he is. I do believe, I have it here in my notes, he is owned in 32% of leagues. So he should be out there for you guys. Pick him up. Hey, I'm sorry. I'm reading this comment. I love it.
It's a great comment.
I know.
Great comment.
But go ahead and pick up Tutu Atwell. He should be a good option for you if you are in need of a wide receiver, as long as Cooper Kupp is out.
I like it. Alex with another question. He says, only other trade I made this week was Breece Hall for Pickens. Should I flip Pickens after his big game or keep him? I personally like Pickens. I think he's going to have a really good year depending on Pickett and that offense. I think if the offense is clicking, it's going to allow Pickens to really pop off. I think he has all the talent to do so. It just depends on the system that he's playing in, if it's going to help him or it's going to hurt him. I would like to hold on to Pickens, in my opinion. But you could definitely sell high on him right now. It is possible.
That's what I was going to say. I was going to say sell high on him. I like Pickens a lot. We talked about him a lot in the preseason, but this is his highest value for the rest of the season because you had a lot of people out, right? Pratt Freiermuth, he was dealing with an injury, so he wasn't 100% there. And also Johnson was also out with a hamstring injury, so he didn't steal any targets away from Pickens. Plus, it was a super close game, divisional game. They're going to go all out. They're going to go on Pickens. So I would say depending on who you could get, go out there, sell high on him.
All right. He says that he also has Deontay Johnson. Does that affect anything?
Yes.
A lot.
Yes, it does.
I would honestly sell high on Pickens, especially because I do know when Deontay Johnson comes back, he will be taking the same amount of reps that Pickens was getting this past game. Deontay Johnson is still their number one. Pickens is their upcoming number one. So if you have him on a dynasty league, then you should keep Pickens. But if this is just a regular league where you draft every year, sell high on Pickens in this point in time.
All right. Big Money Joe says AJ had Jesus on his team. He won by a freaking prayer, he says. AJ, is this true?
No, it is not true. Guys, I say this all the time. Join our Discord. I have proof. I send my waiver wire priority list to everyone who's subscribed. If they ask for it, I have it ready for you. If you're on our Discord, I send it to you guys. On all of my leagues, 100% of my leagues last week on the waiver wire, I picked up the Cleveland Browns defense. And I did that for a reason, guys. Come on. I do the research. Yes, one guy had a bad game both my top running backs were out. I do want to put that out there. So I had to deal with that. And you know what? The defense that I talked about, had faith in, do my research in, ended up giving me like what, 17 points? Hey man. It's what I do.
That's what he does. That's what he does.
Heck yeah.
I don't have any
Sounds
wide
good.
receivers. I think you guys hit everything. Do we want to move on to tight ends?
Let's
I
move
have-
on to Vince's
I have
favorite. Oh, good.
one more. I have one more, and then we'll move on to my favorite because I like my favorite.
My apologies.
I just wanted to quickly talk about Devontae Parker. We don't have to put him up on the screen because it's not that great. But he just came back from injury, and this guy is very injury prone. So this is something that I will tell you to be cautionary on again. But he played in 100% of the snaps on offense this year. So I just want to make you people aware of this because not very likely do you see someone come back from injury at the wide receiver position and play every single offensive snap. So he went 8 targets, 6 receptions. He got 57 yards, and I believe he got a touchdown No, not a touchdown. Just 6 receptions, 57 yards. He is a touchdown target though because of his big frame. But yeah, 100% of the snaps played. I think that is not even heard of when you come back from an injury. But he does have a few tough matchups coming up against the New York Jets, Dallas, and New Orleans. So, like I said, be cautionary, but he could be a guy that is actually going to get the ball this year if he can stay healthy. So, if you are hurting or you're in a 14-man league or 12-man league, Devontae Parker should be out there because he's only owned in 7% of leagues on the Sleeper app.
Nice.
Yes, sir.
All right. Tingley has another question. He says, who could I drop to pick up forward? He has his options are Herbert, Roche, or Charb. I think Charb, in my opinion, he's not Charb, whatever. He's not getting a whole lot of carries right now. The only reason to have him on your bench is as that handcuff in case Kenneth Walker does get hurt. Then Charb is the guy. I think that might be your option right there.
Before we get to the next question, I do want to say, hold on, we do answer every single comment. And as the thumbnail says, I do want to say that 75% of our viewers are not subscribed. So if you're not subscribed, if you're commenting here, do us a favor. We're still going to answer your comment. Hit that subscribe button. It is absolutely free. If you want some extra advice, if you want some extra help, especially on fantasy football, join our Discord. The link is in our description.
All right. You guys have anything to add to this question, or you guys agree with me?
I agree. Charbonnet is a handcuff and only a handcuff.
Yep.
Yes, I agree.
All right. Alec, welcome to the chat. He says, hey, fellas, need some advice. This guy needs Mahomes, and he's giving up Trevor and Kyron. What do you think? So he's trying to get your Mahomes, and you're going to give up – oh, wait. Oh,
yeah,
okay.
He's going to give up Mahomes.
Okay. He's going to give up Mahomes, and he's giving Trevor and Kyron.
I don't really like it.
I don't like it.
I know you guys don't like it, but I mean, Trevor Lawrence, he's a consistent quarterback. You know, he's not going to. I know he had a rough game last week. I get it. But I mean, you do have a pretty solid top 15 quarterback for fantasy football, and then you have Kyron Williams, who is a starter for the Los Angeles Rams. I don't hate it. If you don't need it, don't touch it. But I don't hate the trade.
I think you can get something better out of him. I 100%
Yeah.
think you can get something better. This isn't the worst trade I've ever seen. I've seen some bad trades. People ask us before, but he says I also just lost Chubb. Prayers up to him. Yeah, I really hope he is able to battle back from this injury. It looked really,
Okay, that's
really
messed
bad.
up. He's pouring salt on the wound right now. You just lost Chubb. Obviously, he saw that. He's like, you know what? This is
Yep.
the perfect time. I got this guy off the waiver wires. Let me see if I could get him. Nah, dude, make him offer some more. Let him give you at least his running back too, because honestly, go for the stars, man. Don't let him take advantage of you like that. You're heartbroken. We're all heartbroken here. It's okay, man.
All
You're
right.
better than that. You're worth more. You're worth more.
All right. Rave over here is trying to jump ahead in our talk. He says Chiefs
Don't
defense, good
Take the comment
stream.
off. Take the comment off. I'm
Yeah.
done. I'm done with this guy.
Oh, Zach. Oh, Zach.
Dude,
Rave,
I already
Rave. He's already posted a video telling you all the good streams. He's already posted a picture in the Discord telling you all the good defenses to stream.
why do I do this work? Why do I go to this extra mile for these guys? Like what's up, dude? What
All right. I'll put a smile on your face, AJ. Alex says, "Thanks, fellas. Dropped a sub for you. Hey, we appreciate it. We appreciate it, Alex. We appreciate
love
it.
it.
Keep
We
it
love
tuning
it.
in.
Let's go,
We
baby.
go live every single Tuesday for Fantasy Advice at 6:30. Thursdays, we release a pick'em video telling you, hey, we like this game. We like this game. We're trying to do some other videos potentially on Saturday, etc. And we always have our Monday live podcast, just talking about football, talking about the week, how it went. So thank you for tuning in and giving us that subscription. We appreciate it.
If you join our Discord, you can suggest a video that you want us to do, and we just might do it.
That is true. The Discord link is in the description below. So go ahead and hit that description link and join our Discord, man. It's really fun in there. All trash
And
talk.
it's free.
It's free.
It is free. and it's fun.
100% free. Yeah, it's an app. I get it. You might have to download it if you don't have it already, but everyone has it. It's 100% safe, free. Just it's cool. It's fun. It's just
Yep.
like a chat platform.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Cool. All right. Do we want to move on to tight ends and talk about them? Yes.
I'm down skis.
Take it away.
Always down skis. Now, this is a guy
Here's a
that I talked about last week, and I'm super glad that AJ put him on his fantasy sheet this week. Zach Ertz. Now, not to take him away from you, AJ, but I did talk about him last week because this guy I know is going to get so much production, and I believe me and you are going to be correct on this for the rest of the year. No matter who he matches up against, this guy is going to average around 10 points every single week unless something horrible happens, God forbid, you know. But he already played against 2 tough matchups, and he got 8 points in the first week and 11 points in the second week. So he has another tough matchup against Dallas, and after that, San Francisco. But then he has Cincinnati after that. So that should be something to look forward to in week 5 when a lot of people are on bye weeks. So Zach Ertz will get you the points that you need, especially if you want to win your fantasy league. Zach Ertz is still not owned in 83% of leagues. He's only owned in 17% of leagues on the Sleeper app, and he's finished as a tight end 12 and tight end 7 already. That's great. For a guy who's on the free agency or waiver wire, whatever you want to call it, Zach Ertz is a guy to pick up, in my opinion. The next guy I want to talk about, this one is a cautionary as well because he is out this week. Logan Thomas. This guy finished as wide receiver 11 and wide receiver 10 in week 1 and week 2. He is going to be out, but it's a godsend because he was supposed to go up against Buffalo. Buffalo is one of the toughest teams against tight end position, right behind, I think, Dallas. So this one, he was not going to do good, so they're just giving you the chance to sit him out for now. But this is a guy you want to pick up because after that, he plays against Philly, who sucks against tight ends apparently, Chicago, who is not that great, who against Atlanta, and then the Giants after that. So that's 4 weeks where Logan Thomas is going to give you an average of 10 points. And if he starts getting the touchdown production like he did last year, I think Logan Thomas is a fantasy league winner at the tight end position. He's already finished as tight end 11 and 10, like I said, in week 1 and week 2. So this guy is a guy that you should pick up and stash if you have the bench space. So pick him up. You won't regret it. My last one that I want to talk about is Kylan Granson. This guy plays for the Colts. I love what this guy did on Twitter. Oh, God, we got some funny. Oh, jeez.
I'm cool.
I was about to say, dude,
cool.
this guy's gonna get all sick and dizzy. He's gonna start throwing up like Vincent was on the boat.
Oh, man, dude. If you guys were there, you guys would have. Oh, yeah. I hope AJ falls. It'd be so funny. But back to Kylan Granson. I mean, he is not a league winner at this point in time. He does have 3 tough matchups. But if he's still available for you, like he is in 98% of leagues, he's the guy to also stash and see how he does against these tough matchups against Baltimore Ravens, Los Angeles Rams, and Tennessee Titans. If he still gets touchdowns and the catches that he's been getting each week, I think this guy is a good guy to stash for whenever your tight end is on a bye week. He probably won't stay here long if he does well against these tight end like teams who are good against tight ends. So Kylan Granson is also a guy if you are in a league with 12-man league or 14-man league, because he still should be out there. Like I said, only owned in 2% of leagues, and he's been averaging at least 8 to 9 points every week so far in week 1 and week 2.
All right. Going back to the comments, Big Money Joe says, Rave, I'm streaming them week 3. He's talking about the Chiefs. So he answered your question. But Rave, just go to Discord, look at AJ's cheat sheet, and this guy's acting like a child right now. I can't. There is if you join our Discord, AJ posts a cheat sheet for your fantasy, all your questions. He tells you everything you need to know, all the different injuries, who you should start, who you should sit, everything you need to know that you need to know. So please just go look at that. But Chiefs should be a good stream there. It should be. Alex says, I'm going to come back for one more question. That's all right, Alec. Thank you for coming back. I forgot to ask, should I start Amari Cooper or Lockett this week? So the Seahawks are going against the Panthers, and the Browns are going against the Titans. Amari Cooper is coming off a good game. I believe Lockett is too, right? Is that correct, AJ? So both viable options, in my opinion. I'm going to lean more towards Amari Cooper because of Chubb going down. There's not a lot of other places for that ball to go, and I don't think the Browns' offense is just going to completely stall. I'm going to give it to Amari Cooper. Lockett, there's other mouths to feed there. That's the only reason I'm not going Lockett.
Whoa, Reed. This past week, everybody was healthy for the Seattle Seahawks. The ball was getting spread around like wildfire. And Tyler Lockett was on the receiving end of that. I believe this past week he got 25 points. I see AJ over there. I don't know what he's doing. He's probably going to do something funny right now and come back in. But in my opinion, I am a little biased. I think Tyler Lockett is one of the best wide receivers in the league. You look at all the stats over the past 5 to 10 years that he has been playing. He's obviously one of the best wide receivers who does not get recognition. He has 47 touchdowns over the past 5 seasons. That's insane. There's only 4 other receivers who are still playing who have more than that. So in my opinion, I still think Tyler Lockett is a guy to put in at your flex position all year long. There may be some weeks where he gets about 10 points, but there's a lot of weeks where he's going to get at least 15 to 25 like he just did week 2. So in my opinion, I am biased, but Amari Cooper's not a bad option either.
Okay. All right. Next question. I'm going to throw this to AJ. What is a good who is a good person to trade Najee for?
Let me see. Let me go ahead and check my notes to go to buy low candidates. And if you guys want these notes, join our Discord. I send them off to our guys on the Discord, even though they may not look and ask the same questions here live on our channel. It's live.
Rafe has something to say about that, apparently. He says, bro, the spreadsheet is so tiny, I didn't even feel like looking at it.
Oh, it's okay. That's why I also sent y'all a PDF file to our folder, which is available 24/7. That actually has a PDF version that you could zoom in on our Google Drive. So everyone who is part of our Discord has access to that. Some people might not see it. So let me go ahead and go back to my notes here because I did think about that. Buy low candidates, I think you could get someone is like Jerry Judy. I think that was someone you could get very cheap. He just came back last week, his first week back. He's going to have a little rust on him, which showed. I do think he has a lot more production in the tank later on the season. Another guy, Javonte Williams, you saw him get 13 carries this past week. Same team, Denver Broncos, but it's just going to continue to increase after last week. Another person is a quarterback, Trevor Lawrence. At this point, I think you're better off streaming tight ends than trading for a tight end. So those are great guys to go and buy low, especially for someone like Najee Harris.
All right.
Not bad. Not
I
bad.
like it. I like it.
That's all part of the notes, guys. Just saying.
Perfect. Bryson says, should I trade? He's all over on Twitch. We appreciate you watching. He says, should I trade Ramondre and DK for Chase and Tyler Algier? Vincent, what are your thoughts?
Ooh. Okay. So here's what I said in the beginning of the season. I said Tyler Lockett was going to be the wide receiver one as a fantasy purposes. DK was going to take the back seat to that just because everybody respects DK a little bit more than Tyler Lockett for some reason. I guess it might be the size difference for something. But DK will finish as the wide receiver 2 for the Seattle Seahawks on the depth chart. And Tyler Lockett's going to be the number 1 guy. So I was always telling everybody, don't draft DK so high. He's probably not going to be worth it. He'll get some good weeks in there, but he's not going to help you win your league. So in my opinion, if you believe in Chase, because I don't, I think this is a lateral move for DK or Chase at this point in time, but Chase does have the higher upside if the Bengals can get going. Ramondre Stevenson for Tyler Algier, I don't like it. I think you should hold on to at least Ramondre. You can get rid of DK though. So if you can somehow get DK for Chase, that's a win in my book.
All right, AJ, you agree?
Yeah, what he said is true. Ramondre, his productivity is going to increase throughout time, and Tyler Algier is going to decrease throughout time.
All right. Now, I believe this is also the same, Bryce, because it's the same question on YouTube. So we answer questions from both. So whichever you prefer to watch on, Bryce, whether it's YouTube or Twitch, we're on both. We stream on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch all at the same time. We answer questions from all three. But hey, if you want to ask them 2 or 3 times, we'll answer them no matter what. All right, buddy? He says, Big Money Joe's, till Bears can show me something, I don't mind streaming whoever the defense is that is against them.
Worst team in the league.
The Bears? Yeah.
Worst team in the league. Sorry.
I try to tell you guys. I try to say it was a bad mistake trusting everything in Justin Fields. Jacob Ander, welcome to the chat. He says, looking to upgrade my RB2 in PPR. Would you trade Lockett or Puka for James Cook? I definitely wouldn't trade Lockett for James Cook. I don't know about Puka either. AJ Vincent, what are you thinking here?
I'm trying to see his profile pic. It kind of looks like it is a red and white. I hope that's a Niners profile pic, because if it is, man, hell yeah, brother. Bang, bang, Niner gang. It says, looking to upgrade my running back. I'm going to reread it. Sorry.
Yes.
Upgrade my running back 2 in PPR. Would you trade Lockett or Puka for James Cook? James Cook, you can see week 1, he kind of shared the ball. Week 2, he had a higher production. I didn't quite like that. I do feel like he's going to get the majority of the reps. I believe he had, 63% of the reps compared to the other running backs, which for me is still not high enough. Honestly, I would keep Lockett. I think he's a great flex option for any team. And Puka is the wide receiver 1 on any fantasy league as long as Cooper Kupp is out, and we don't know the time frame that Cooper Kupp is out for. If you're looking for some running back depth, look at the waiver wires. There's some big name guys out there. I want to talk about Jerome Ford, which is a risk with Hunt. I would also talk about Kyron Williams. I'll talk about Zach Moss as long as Jonathan Taylor is out. Those are guys that could potentially help you out and be a running back 1 for your team.
All right. Ray over here is talking about Kyrie. Kyrie went ghost since the season started. 0-2 Bengals. Kyrie is over here is one of the biggest NSP fans. He is a Bengals fan. He all offseason, ever since the Bengals lost, he's like, Bengals are winning the Super Bowl next year. We're only going to lose 4 games. He has a bet with AJ, I think, for I don't even know how much money they're only going to lose 4 games. And now that the Bengals are 0-2, we have not heard from this guy. Honestly, we should check up on him and make sure he's doing all right, because he has gone ghosted in the Discord, the YouTube. He is completely quiet. I hope he can figure things out soon, all right? I hope the Bengals figure things out for Kyrie, because he bet a lot on this team.
Yes, he did. I do want to throw out there before we read this comment that 75% of our viewers are actually not subscribed. So if you guys are here, if you're watching this commenting, don't worry. We will get to every single comment that you guys are here for. But please consider hitting that subscribe button. It's absolutely free. Also, consider joining our Discord where you can ask us any question, anytime, any day, any night. We are there for you guys. All right, Kate Smith, what do we got?
He has Pitts should he drop for Ertz. Laporta and Kincaid also available. For me, honestly, I like Laporta the most out of all of these guys. I think he has a huge upside as the weeks go on. I think he's going to outplay both of these guys eventually.
Yes, here's my tight end ranking for those three right now. It's Laporta, Ertz, and then Kincaid. That's how it's going to shake out by the end of the season. Laporta right now is playing 82% of the snaps in both of the week 1 and week 2 games, and he has 4 matchups that are super easy for tight ends. Look for him to explode sometime within these next 4 weeks. So Laporta is my guy. I'm surprised that he's still on the waiver wire.
The only issue that I have here is dropping Pitts. I still feel like he has a little bit of value. Even if you could trade him for a bag of chips, do it. Go out there. Try to trade him. I get it. The week is coming by. The waivers are processing tonight. But, hey, man, try to get something out of what you have.
Yes, sir.
For sure.
I would agree.
All right. Big Money Justice. I'm also streaming the Seahawks defense this week. You can smile, no offense.
You're welcome, guys. You're welcome.
We'll
I
see.
said it last week.
We'll see about that defense. I'm not too sure about it. All right. Streak says, would you do Swift and Olave for Lamb? I just lost Chubb. Swift and Olave for CD Lamb.
Yes. I definitely would.
Yeah, I would.
Oh, yeah.
It sucks that you're losing another running back after just losing Chubb. But
Swift ain't it, bro.
That is a huge upgrade, in my opinion, from the two of those guys. 1
week wonder Swift. Ain't going to happen, bro. Move on. I'm sorry about Chubb. Rip. F in the chat.
All right. Let's move on. Thank you for the comment. Jacob says he has a 12-man, 12-team double flex league. None of these options available, unfortunately. Oof. Can we get some more? His original thing was over here for trading for James Cook. What do you guys think?
So none of those guys are available. Matt Breida should be available. I know that is just a 1 week fix, but also here looking at my notes, I'm pretty sure Kyron Williams is out. Jerome Ford should be on there in the waivers. So depending on what your waiver priority is, try to get someone like Jerome Ford. Try to get someone like Matt Breida. Zach Moss is probably unavailable for you, but you might want to look into maybe a Hail Mary shot and go out and maybe pick up a Kareem Hunt, because we could get news as soon as tomorrow saying that the Browns signed Kareem Hunt. May not happen, may happen, but I would try to go for those. If you have no other options, if your back is up against the wall, you got to do what you got to do.
All right.
Yeah, man. I'm looking at the waiver wire right now. It's pretty slim out there for these 12-man leagues. But I'm surprised that nobody is on there. I guess it's because it's a double flex, so they have the extra position to fill.
Mm-hmm. All right. Alex Flores says, I was offered A.J. Brown for Garrett Wilson and Zay Flowers, full PPR.
Swindle alert. He's trying to swindle you, dude.
Yeah,
A.J.
I don't
Brown,
like
what
it.
has he done? What has he done? I get bashed every single year. I get bashed all offseason this season or this offseason because I ranked A.J. Brown so low. And people are like, wow, the disrespect that these guys are putting on A.J. Brown. Hey, man, we saw this coming. We did. They have a lot of talent on their offense. And Jalen Hurts, he hasn't thrown for 200 yards in a game yet. I know it's only 2 weeks, but this was his issue prior to this season. He can't throw for over 200 yards in a game. It's tough for him. He folds under pressure. He gets points by being in the 1 yard line. I'm sorry, man. If this guy's trying to swindle you, I don't think AJ Brown's worth Garrett Wilson and Zay Flowers.
All right.
Yep.
I just want to put it out there just for everybody watching right now. We do get to every single comment. I see a couple double comments. Do not worry. We will eventually get to you guys. The reason why it takes some time to get to you guys sometimes is just because we are answering every single question to the fullest possibility, giving you all the angles, all of our thoughts. Sometimes we disagree with each other, trying to give you guys the best answer possible. So do not worry. You don't need a double comment. We will get to you guys. All right. And he says it's a white Bills jersey that he's wearing, AJ. He's not a Niner fan. He is a part of Bills Mafia. Proud.
Bills Mafia, bro.
You're dead to me.
Just
hit the subscribe button and leave.
Real quick, this is a huge rabbit trail we're about to go on. Did you guys hear about the Bills fan that covered himself in his own feces and stormed into the Bills stadium? And he was like wiped out on like drugs, apparently. That is Bills Mafia.
Yeah. Was that you, Jacob? Jacob, was that you? Answer us right now, dude.
Yeah, it is. That is the craziest fan base out there for sure. Is Bills Mafia? We have a good friend that is part of Bills Mafia, and he's
just as crazy.
He's just as crazy, 100%. All right. Moving on. Big Money Joe says, "I'm also streaming." Oh, we already.
Yeah, he just says he wants to see if the Rook can choke in the loud environment.
Okay.
You know, I think he'll play fine, but I still think that there are going to be mistakes that Seahawks defense is going to take advantage of.
All right. No, we did that one already. Dingley says, "How are y'all feeling about Madison? You think he has any value to trade away, or is he straight up drop?" I don't think he's a straight up drop, in my opinion. He is still the number one running back for the Vikings. They just got away from the run this last game. They just stopped doing it altogether. They only had 9 rushing attempts in their whole game. I think that's going to be a huge correction, in my opinion, for them, and they're going to get back into the running game. Give Madison the carries he needs to be able to produce. What do you guys think?
I still think he has some value. Yeah, he hasn't been flashy lately, but he is getting the carries. If you do want to trade him, I would say trade high. I'm not opposed to trading him, but make sure you get some extra value just because he is the running back one of that offense. I think the Vikings as a team is just looking really bad.
Yeah, man. I think the Vikings will get a little bit better later on how they should do their offensive scheme. I agree with Reed. They are going to correct that because there's no team that wins consistently who does not run at least more than 15 times a game.
Yeah. He's definitely not a straight-up drop. Do not drop him. That would be a mistake. All right. Rave says, "A.J. Brown is coming back to the Titans." I don't know about that. All right, man. I think he's done with the Titans. Rave, you're a little delusional after that last loss, right?
But A.J. Brown is frustrated right now with the production that he's getting.
That's true. So. You saw him and Jalen Hurts fighting. Sirianni had to pull them apart, apparently. And it's getting hot over there, even though the Eagles are 2-0 from my understanding. I don't know why they need to be freaking out about who's getting the ball and who's not. It talks about some bad players, bad teammates there, apparently. Looks like it. Madison is an RB 1063. Wait till he had a good game and trade him. I think Madison is going to get his time. There's not another viable option for running back other than Madison, in my opinion, in the Vikings offense. He's going to get his games. He's going to get his carries eventually. They just got to figure it out over there. Right now, it's an absolute dumpster fire for the Vikings. It's not going to be like that forever. They're not. I say they're a terrible team. They're not that actually bad. Okay, they're going to turn it around and win some games.
Yeah, I think the only good thing that comes out of it for these first 2 weeks, a lot of people are going to jump ship on him. So they probably will be trying to trade him or drop him soon. But in my opinion, I think this is great for Madison because he stays healthy. He's not getting pounded on while he's running the rock early in the season. So look for him to have a late season surge. So if you can hold him as long as you can, I promise you he will have some great games at the end of the season.
Cool. Do we want to move on to defenses now?
Yeah, we definitely can.
This for you, Rafe.
All right,
All
AJ,
right.
take it away. I know you love this.
Okay, so if you're like me, I stream defenses every single week to give you the best possible option on winning your fantasy league or fantasy week. As I did last week, I did draft the not draft, but I did pick up the Cleveland Browns defense, who gave me tremendous points and helped me win some close call games. Was I worried? Not one bit. But here's some defenses that you guys can get this upcoming week. Number one, and I did make sure that these defenses are more than likely available in your fantasy league. Number one, I got the Jacksonville Jaguars at home against the Houston Texans. Yes, the Houston Texans like to throw a lot, but the Jacksonville Jaguars do have one hell of a defense that should be able to put up some points for your fantasy team. Up next, I have the New England Patriots up against the Jets. We had Zach Wilson throw 3 interceptions last week, and this time inside a competitive game, divisional game, I think he's going to fold under pressure once again. After that, I had the Chiefs at home going up against the Bears. The Bears are the worst team in the league. Go ahead, get the Chiefs. And the last one, but kind of least, I had the Pittsburgh Steelers going up against the Las Vegas Raiders. You saw Jimmy G throw 2 interceptions last game, and the Steelers had a great game on Monday Night Football. A lot of sacks, a lot of turnovers. I could definitely see them doing that once again.
All right. Going back to the comment section, Marco says, should I accept Lockett to give up Mostert? My running backs are CMC, Monty, Mostert, Rashawn, Eli Mitchell, wide receivers Ridley, Watson, Mike Williams, Cooks, Flowers, Woods, PPR, 2 flits, 2 RB, 2 wide receiver. If you're getting a Lockett for Mostert, I think that is a great trade for you, and you should accept it. Everybody here agree?
Yes, Mostert is a one-shot wonder, dude.
Yeah, Mostert is not going to
He
be a
will slow
consistent
down.
start. He's not going to be consistent. I would be shocked if he was. Lockett, last year he was very consistent for me, and I think even though that there's a lot of mouths on that offense, I think he can definitely be consistent in my opinion. That is
He's our best red zone wide receiver, my guy.
You hit a set on that trade right away and hope your league doesn't vote against it. Right? AJ knows all too much about that.
Raheem the Dream Mostert. Yep. Hit that accept button.
All right. Well, I ain't got anything else unless you guys have anything.
No, I really don't. I just want to say thank you to everyone out there who did come out to the stream, ask us questions. Please consider hitting that subscribe button. It's absolutely free. Ask us questions whenever, comment on this video, or ask us in our Discord, and we will get to your question. Just like the thumbnail, we answer every single one of y'all's questions. Thank y'all so much. Y'all have anything?
I don't know. Marco Des says, I appreciate it. Thanks, guys. We appreciate you tuning in, man.
Thank
we
you.
appreciate it. It's a huge. We're a small channel trying to grow. So that's all I've got. If you guys do have any questions and weren't able to put it into these comment section, please hit up in all socials, any single one, and we will get to your questions that AJ says. So other than that, appreciate it, guys, and we'll see you guys next Tuesday for your Nets waiver wire pickups. Keep on grinding.